Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of SmallTalk. So we're back again. We got some new gear we're trying out here. Trying to make this thing look a little fancy.
Super fancy.
Yeah, so sound really well, and I see the levels. I got a little thing down here, so we're gonna
Levels.
audio levels sound good. Ooh, look at all those levels with phantom power. Yeah.
Pretty lights.
Mic line in, and we got mic levels and line levels.
Who's doing what?
Yeah.
What in the world?
We have been given the Mark of the Unicorn.
Mark of the Unicorn.
That is in audio gear. That is Motu, M-O-T-U.
Pretty fancy.
We have been marked by the unicorn.
Ooh, that sounds painful.
All right, so we're going to begin this small talk with just, hey, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Fancy meeting you here.
I haven't seen you in so long.
Yeah.
Wow.
It feels like it's been a week since we've seen each other.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So tell me what the weather's going to be like.
Well, it looks like it's raining right now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but we'll get to the weather in a little bit.
You're not going to tell me the weather right now? Isn't that the whole purpose of this?
Well, it's cloudy out, and it's raining right now, but it looks like we may have some high pressure coming in.
Okay. I have a question.
Yes.
Can we please talk about this volcano?
Sure.
I want to talk about this super volcano that's going to destroy the Earth.
Okay.
I'm kind of excited about it in a weird way. Not like, I'm not getting into it.
But you can get into it.
What's it called?
The super caldera.
Super caldera.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time for some research. All right. Today's research is sponsored by my personal cell phone. Oh, I'm putting my work password in, not my own password. Wow.
At least you're not showing it on camera like certain celebrities.
That's true. That's a terrible idea. That's why I have Face ID too.
Yeah.
All right. Super caldera.
Is it fancy? Is it super?
Yellowstone caldera?
Yes.
Okay. Brought to you by Wikipedia.
From the Yellowstone National Park.
The Yellowstone caldera is a volcanic caldera and supervolcano in Yellowstone National Park in the western United States, sometimes referred to as the Yellowstone supervolcano. You're welcome. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. The major features of the caldera measure about 34 by 45 miles. Basically, it's a giant volcano that could go off at any time and basically destroy the entire planet, right?
That is true.
See? I do know something.
Let me see if I could find it.
Okay. Let's see. I keep reading some words here, and I'm really just reading what I want to read, like volcanism instead of volcanism.
It's volcanism.
It is volcanism?
It is.
Anyway. Yeah. Let's see. Hold up. Skirt. One such caldera, we're still on Wikipedia, by the way. The Jarbidge caldera in southern Ohio. What happened to me? What have I done?
You are pictured in picture right now.
I was speaking totally fine today until we started this podcast. Podcast?
Pedcast?
Throwing it back to you, meteorologist Andrew Pinero. I'm done talking about supervolcanoes.
But it's fun, and it leads into climate change discussions as well.
Perfect. Okay. So this other caldera in southern Idaho, Idaho, in southern Ohio. I almost said Ohio again. I can't. Okay. Ahem. Idaho. Are you turning me down?
A little bit.
Was formed between 10 and 12 million years ago, and the event dropping ash to a depth of 1 foot, 1,000 miles away in northeastern Nebraska, and killed large herds of rhinoceros, camel, and other animals at the Ashfall Fossil Beds State Historical Park. That I could say. But Idaho apparently is too much. Yeah, that's...
And this Yellowstone caldera, got a big picture of it, courtesy of Wikipedia.
Thank you, Wikipedia. Excellente. Sounds great. Ooh, Yellowstone hotspot. Wow. This is... I'm going to show my tiny camera here. What photo brought me to click this link? It's this one. It's this one.
Yep, and you're pictured with it.
It's that one right there.
Point to your top right. Other way.
That's my top right.
Then top left. That way, yes. Then just point up there and move your finger. There you go. Without hitting the microphone.
Sorry. Today's sort of a relaxed day for our podcast, I think. On account of I can't speak.
Spiggity spick.
Eruptive history. Don't you turn me down again.
No, I'm not. Whoppy
Lava Field and King's Bowl blowout. Just like I'm doing with this microphone. Hell's half-acre lava field. I'm so sorry, Idaho Falls. That really doesn't sound fun. There's a lot of volcanic activity happening. Wolverine Creek. Wow. I'm just throwing out some names. I'm making no sense, and I'm okay with it. We could call this one the one that doesn't make sense, because I'm off my game today. Wow. Okay, so volcanoes. I like rocks, and volcanoes are fun when you're not inside them.
That is true.
That's the conclusion I've come to.
It's also fun when you're inside them with a drone.
Who's the tightrope walker that is gonna...
Oh, right. Nick Wallenda.
That's right.
That is to be exciting. When is that?
Where is that?
A volcano.
No. I have Apple Care. I will throw my phone at you.
Let's see. Nick...
Oh, I'm sorry. I have...
Wallenda.
Protective insurance.
Mm-hmm. Nick Wallenda Volcano Live.
Face ID, bro. Face ID is great when it works.
Okay, let's do this. So we have from USA Today, Daredevil Nick Wallenda to make 1,800-foot wire walk over active volcano on live TV.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like...
I remember the Times Square one.
I remember the Times Square one, too. I just want to say this is amazing.
Here we go.
This is crazy.
Nicaragua.
In Nicaragua, okay.
Messiah, Nicaragua.
I hope he's got
March 4th.
Life insurance.
Oh, that's next week.
March 4th?
Yeah.
Wow.
March 1st is this Sunday.
Ooh.
This year's flying by.
Yeah. What happened? This is all happening life is happening so fast. What?
You just turned 27. I'm gonna be 29.
The horrors of 27. So.
Well, you're looking very beautiful.
Thank you.
Small talk.
Small talk. Let's talk about how beautiful I am.
ASMR bitches.
Excellent.
Yes.
Truly excellent. Okay.
Wait. Speaking of birthdays,
Yeah.
whose birthday is it today?
It's my sister Maria's birthday.
Yes.
Yes. Happy birthday, Maria.
Happy birthday, Maria.
Happy birthday.
And what did she get for her birthday?
Well, first and foremost, she got socks that are colored like geese, like sock puppets, but actual socks. From yours truly. But she got a drone.
Yes.
It's fancy.
It
It's
is.
super fancy. And I'm excited to see it whizzing around.
I have a drone too. You're getting that effect on the microphone. Perfect.
What effect is that? The Doppler effect.
Oh, what is this Doppler effect you speak of?
It's something that Sheldon Cooper taught me. No, I'm kidding. I learned this in college, actually. Well, I learned it based off of how planets turn and how we find out the direction that they are spinning and at what speed. For that, the Doppler effect, it's the red and blue thing.
You're getting specific there.
Super specific colors, let me tell you. Anyway, I feel like we talked about this last time because our last podcast, we heard the train go past.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, it's the Doppler effect because it sounds normal until it passes you, and then it sounds very slow and deep and goes off key, or not off key, like a different tone. Anyway, I'm rambling. Kind of the point, but not interesting. Back to Nick Walenda.
Walenda. Yeah.
Mr. W. Over a live volcano. It is live, right? I assume that's kind of the point.
It's going to be live. Yeah.
Okay. Isn't his whole family tightrope walkers or carnies or something?
There.
I keep tapping the microphone. I'm very sorry. Okay. I would like to know how they feel about this because he's done so many stunts. And, like, I know it's for charity, but there's got to be a point where he says no, right?
Well, his family he only does something if his family is in.
So they were all like, yeah, sure.
They
Nick,
talk about it.
Just walk across to live volcano.
They are very religious.
They're like, hey, you got that good life insurance. Go ahead, walk across that live volcano.
And from the religious aspect, their personal preacher, is he a preacher? Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
He's the personal family preacher.
Great. Let's move on quickly. Because I'm not ready for that conversation.
Oh, no? That's not this small talk.
That's not this small talk.
That's not this small
That's
talk.
a different small talk.
Or is that big talk?
That's big talk. Big talk?
Spin-off podcast.
A spin-off podcast?
Of a podcast that just started.
Of a podcast that just started based on videos about the weather.
Yes.
This is... do I need my microphone closer?
No, you're good.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Just gotta...
So...
There we go. You gotta have it pointing towards you. Well, since this podcast is about the weather...
Yeah, so let's talk about volcanoes. We sort of went in a good pattern. Volcanoes, Mr. Nick, and then let's come back to, as you said, some climate discussion.
Yes. Which we will do after these few messages from our sponsor, which doesn't exist yet, but we have a little commercial break coming up.
Our sponsor, basically our parents. Our parents. Can you put an animation of our parents, like a rainbow, over me?
My parents aren't a sponsor.
Well, technically both of our parents are sponsoring both of us.
Not me.
Well, all right.
Financially independent.
I'm trying to be financially independent.
We'll get there.
The struggle's real. New Jersey is not cheap, man.
That is true. But in the spirit of this podcast, let's take a little quick commercial break. And if there are any sponsors that are interested, feel free to reach out to us.
Yes.
So,
sponsor my mindless rambling.
Yes. It's fancy, especially with the gaming stuff that we also do on this same channel.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We do.
So we'll be back right after these few words from our sponsor. And like we have no sponsor right now,
Cue
enjoy the
music.
theme music. Yeah. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back to the second half of the Small Talk podcast. So where did we leave off before?
So we were talking about volcanoes and tightrope walkers, and we were also talking slowly getting into climate change, about the super volcano that's going to destroy the Earth. That maybe it's time.
It's time?
Maybe it's time. Yeah.
That we destroy the Earth?
We have done enough. It's the volcano's turn.
Wow, this is getting dark now.
Yes. Anyway, so volcano, climate change.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put the two together.
Well, we're not going to do that just yet.
Every time I get excited about something, you always tell me it's not going to happen yet.
Well, what is going to happen is when the supervolcano goes off,
Yes.
it's called a nuclear winter. And it has nothing to do with nuclear radiation.
Mm-hmm.
What it actually has to do with is when you have this cloud that's covering the atmosphere, prevents the sun from heating up the earth, and that causes a cold spell, a long cold spell. And that means we're going to have a prolonged winter, a year-long winter throughout the entire globe. That is a nuclear winter.
How cold is it going to get?
It's going to snow all the year.
Are we going to survive this?
No, not unless you bury underground. That's how the first ice age, we survived.
We burrowed?
Yeah.
I actually didn't
going
know
back even further, that's the dinosaurs.
Okay.
The reason that all the dinosaurs were killed off was because when this supposed meteor hit the Earth and created this nuclear winter, mammals survived because they burrowed under the ground, which insulated and kept them warm.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. I have a lot of follow-up questions, and I'm not really sure where I want to begin.
That would be maybe next podcast.
We're going to talk about the Ice Age. We have a lot of things that we push off to the next podcast.
But that's good.
Sometimes you just have so much to talk about, you don't know where to begin. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Today's kind of a sleepy day, too.
Well, it is raining.
It is raining. Oh, I have to drive to work in the rain.
Yeah.
See, this is what I don't like.
And we can start talking about the weather forecast now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because that's a segue.
Are you positive?
That is a segue.
Are you ready
Yes.
to talk about the weather?
I'm always ready.
Okay. First, though, nuclear winter.
Yes. What about the
A
nuclear winter?
A whole year
Or more.
plus, a year plus of nuclear winter. Should we start digging now?
I mean, I know somebody who has multiple pallets of water in their basement.
That's not digging.
Right, but he's preparing. Stockpiling.
He needs to get himself a shovel.
True. Or an excavator.
Or an excavator.
Yeah. Or some dynamite.
Or
Is that something?
dynamite. You could
No,
get
oh,
like
no.
a super enormous auger
TNT.
and just one go.
I have my TNT block
Mm.
that I could put a couple of them, and then I do flint and steel.
I don't think that's how that works.
That's how Minecraft works.
What? What? I have more follow-up questions for that. Okay. I don't want to drive to work in the rain. When is it going to stop?
When is it going to stop?
Yes.
Well, let's take a look at some of this radar now.
I'm ready.
So on here I have, this is the national radar.
Mhm.
You know what would be interesting? Let me see if I can do this. We're going to try this in real time, but I don't know if it's going to work. Oh, it's working, it looks like.
I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, nope, that did not work. It was supposed to be that.
Oh.
We want to mirror built-in retina display.
This
There
is
we
awesome.
go.
I'm watching
There we
the
go.
TV. In case you didn't know. Can they see that far?
On the wide angle, they can.
Yeah.
On your angle, not really. I can see a little corner of the TV.
Excellent. Excellent.
See yourself. Oh, you see yourself too. Look at that.
I can see myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. I mean, it's okay.
Is it okay?
Oh, I like seeing you.
Yes. And then we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna do this. So this.
Look at all those counties.
That's states.
No.
Ha. Ah.
No, that is not. Those are not the lines I was looking at. I was looking at the tinier lines.
Oh, the rivers.
I'm gonna come out over this desk so fast. Why? Why?
We're making small talk right now.
I'm making threats right now. Okay. So let's continue to, let's do this.
So this is what we have right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming over the area. And this could be over the next few hours. So you'll probably be driving in the rain. And then we have a little break. But this may not make its way directly over us, just because if we try to follow this trend, it's going to kind of get here and kind of scooch over us.
Mm-hmm.
Right around the New York City area there.
I see.
And throughout most of the country, the western part of the country now, look at that.
Yeah.
It's all clear.
Good for them. I'm happy for them.
And here, that is just our little system. But we do have some others to look at here.
Mm-hmm.
So here, I got the satellite up.
Wow.
And this is where I find it very interesting. Because here,
Clouds in real time.
yes, these are clouds in real time. And these are not all clouds. See this stuff that's not moving?
Mm-hmm.
That's snow.
Oh.
That's the...
How confusing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because white snow is the same color as a white cloud.
Well, what?
Yes, Miss Visual Artist in colors.
I didn't know that snow and clouds were the same color. Oh, keep talking.
But wait, that is visible. We can do now, let's do shortwave infrared. So this, you could still see the little cold snow because this is detecting temperature. And it's not nighttime right now, but I use this nighttime microphysics as well.
Man, the state of Texas is so big.
Huh.
Look at that thing.
I mean, look at that.
Oh, wow. That's
But going back
fun.
to the visible, we do have a lot of cloud cover on the way in. So it's going to be cloudy for the rest of the day. And now let's start looking at these forecast models. So here on the good old GFS Tropical Tidbits.
Yeah, proceed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hi. Look at that. So here, there's our little showers. That's what's happening through about 7 p.m. because we're still in standard time. So 0Z is not going to be changing just yet. You know your Zulu time, right?
Heck yeah, I do.
Good. All right, so then going into tomorrow, GFS is showing clearer start, but look at this system here. That low pressure. What we're going to have to keep an eye on is the wraparound. The back side of the low pressure system here. That is bringing in some cold northerly winds, and that's going to be bringing in some snow, but it depends on exactly where. If it was cold enough, look at all that yellow and orange. That could be a few feet of snow. But that darker blue, that's where it's going to be a little bit of an issue. So this system stays more to the west on the GFS. And then we have this increased pressure gradient too, which is right here. That means it's going to be windy. It's going to be windy this rest of the week. So Wednesday looks fine, but then Thursday's windy. Friday's windy. Do you like the wind?
Wind is okay if I'm not on a bridge.
Okay. And you said in Jersey you have to travel across a bridge to go anywhere, right?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
But thankfully, I don't have to.
That's why Jersey's the armpit state?
Haha. What?
It's the armpit of the U.S.
It is the armpit of the U.S.
Now, I don't know if I was allowed to say that, but because she is from Jersey, she can say that.
I approve this message.
All right, now we switch to the European here.
Yes, the European models.
Yes.
I like.
We all like them European models. All right, so here, this is also showing the system staying a bit west.
Can I announce the title of this?
Oh, yes.
This forecast model is brought to you by Pivotal Weather.
Why, thank you. So on Pivotal Weather here, we have, it looks like just some showers throughout the rest of tonight, but it's really going to be when you're leaving. Ooh, I clicked on a sounding. Look at that. You see your troposphere all the way up through the tropopause.
Wow.
Can you identify the tropopause?
Yeah, it's that line you just pointed to.
I actually didn't. Well, anyway, we don't need the soundings just yet. It's not thunderstorm season. So, just a little bit of showers. And then, going into here, this is on Wednesday. There's that little gap just like the GFS. Mm-hmm. And then that low stays mostly to the west, so the cold air doesn't come in with the moisture. Moisture stays to the east, cold stays to the west there.
You know what I've been thinking about?
What?
First of all, I want to ask you. You can answer this when I'm done saying the next thing I'm going to say.
Okay.
When is it going to snow?
It's snowing right now.
No, I'm not done. Okay. Follow-up question.
Yeah.
All right, not a question. How do I say this? All right. Continue. I'm going to think of the best way to word this.
Okay.
So that I don't sound stupid. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Please continue.
Back to the science.
Back to the science.
Yes.
That wasn't as good.
All right. So here, it looks like the low. And these two forecast models so far, they are agreeing on with each other, which is good.
Purple.
Yes, that is ice and sleet.
Uh-huh.
But that is north of the area and west of the area.
Excuse me.
And then going into the weekend, it looks like we have windy conditions. But we got the 28th. Let's see, here's the 29th. The breeziness starts to die down because that pressure gradient decreases. And here's Sunday, March 1st. Look at that. A 1022 millibar high. What do you think of that? Not very impressive. But it is impressive. Is it?
Okay, I thought of the best way to say it. Today's podcast is brought to you by me struggling. See, that's what I was trying to avoid. I was practicing this in my head. Today's podcast is brought to you by me struggling to speak, but also rambling about stupid, weird stuff with no real
You're making small talk.
point. And our viewers have to fight through this video to just see what the weather's gonna be like. We should actually call this Fight to the Weather instead of like Fight to the Death. It's Fight to the Weather.
No.
And you just have to. We should make like an 8-bit video game where you have to like choose your own adventure, but like have a conversation with me. Choose your own adventure, and then once you finish, then you get to see the weather. Then you can give them the weather as their prize. You got to the princess, like.
Or I just take you off the camera and bring back the weather map. Oh.
I'm so mad. Look how mad I am.
They can't see you.
It's for the best.
But you're so beautiful.
Stop it with that.
Mwah. So your weekend actually doesn't look too bad here. So that was on Pivotal Weather. You want to announce this one again?
Yay! Tropical tidbits.
Yay.
Sorry, my mouth was full of spit, so I couldn't really do it right.
All right, so here.
Today.
Mm-hmm.
The day today.
Yeah. We're seeing those showers. Then it breaks up, and then the first part of your day tomorrow looks okay. Here comes the low. Now look at that low. It's staying to the west, just like the last two forecast models.
Wow.
So that means the cold is going to stay to the west. The moisture stays to the right. And that means no snow for us. But that means snow for Canada.
That's not shocking for them.
Yeah. And we have the increased pressure gradient there. Look at that. In this, the size of Pennsylvania, we go from 1,000 millibar to about, let's see, what's this line here? 1,014. A 14 millibar pressure gradient across Pennsylvania. That's some pretty serious stuff. So once that passes, now this is going into Friday. Here comes Saturday. And Sunday, here's another 1028 millibar. So this one's showing a little bit of a higher pressure. But still, looks good. It's keeping everything in place. Going through Monday, that high stays in place as well. And then again, just like this week, we have some showers coming through for Tuesday, but with a little hint. Overnight Monday into Tuesday, maybe a little bit of some frozen precipitation. And then going through Tuesday, here comes some more. So it's going to be kind of a repeat next week of this week. Yeah.
All right.
So that's the icon. The last one here, the NAM. So the NAM is the shortest range. So here, that's the showers happening right now. And then that starts to go through. And then just like the others, a little bit of a break, a little shower here and there. And then low pressure starts coming through. But look at this. The low pressure is more to the east, which means that snow is closer. But I don't think it's close enough to actually give us any kind of snowstorm around the tri-state region.
Are we just going to get like super cold rain?
Yes. Because that freezing line's right about there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the low pressure moves through, and there's that very high pressure gradient. And then this only goes through until Friday night. So this is about 7 p.m. Friday. But still, it looks like all that was keeping its way out of the area. And then let's take a look at some of these temperatures here on the Moss forecast. You know the text outputs, right?
Oh, yeah. I know all of these.
Yeah. So we got another decent high tomorrow, 54, 50, let's see, 53, 49, 50, 46. Yeah, so the mid-40s to the low 50s, which is good. Then we're dropping not too much into the 30s in some spots there to the low 40s. Stays in the 50s for some areas, especially around, this is Newark at the top there.
Yes, I understand all of this.
Mm-hmm. So we got, there's your high in the 50s, 30s. Here we go. That is after that low pressure makes its way through and after that pressure gradient. we're seeing these highs topping off in the 30s again. So just like last week, where we had cold end of the week, then it got warmer going into Monday night into Tuesday here, but Tuesday today brought some showers. That's kind of what we're going to see next week as well. Okay. Well, that kind of wraps up this small talk. I hope you had a fun time. You look very cozy right now. Look at you there.
Super comfortable.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah, but you have to get to work now.
I do.
Yeah.
I do like my job. I'd just like to clarify. I just don't feel like
Driving in the rain?
driving in the rain.
I got it.
Driving in the rain, man. Driving in the rain.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up this video. Another episode of Small Talk. If you guys like it, hit that thumbs up. If you want to leave us any kind of feedback or comments, feel free to leave those below. And maybe you'll see us in that next video coming out next week, or with kind of regular basis. I want to try and see if we could do this. Yeah, I know. So, have a great rest of your day. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that little subscribe button below.
Andrew,
and then the little bell
Andrew,
icon right next to that.
Andrew.
Hi.
Everybody's new to this channel. To this podcast.
Well, not new to the channel.
Everybody's new to our podcast.
Not new to the channel.
Okay. Proceed.
All right.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Wow, I need coffee so bad. Oh.
So feel free to subscribe. This is meteorologist Andrew Pinero, and this is
Artist Meg Demora.
Thank you for joining. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Music out.